Before the fire started, everyone in Los Angeles was warned about the Santa Ana winds. On Tuesday, January 7th, the fire started at, I think it was around 10:15, 10:30, and we were actually able to see the smoke from our school campus. And we didn't really think much of it because it was just a small sliver of smoke until later that day. It engulfed all of Palisades and jumped to Eaton and started going into Malibu, and then a few days later into Brentwood, and just took over Los Angeles completely.
Los Angeles and California in general has been in a pretty big drought, and there hasn't been enough rainfall, and not seeing rain was definitely a huge influence in the growing of the fires, and that's what climate change is doing. It's intensifying and increasing the frequency of these natural disasters. Whether it's floods or droughts, we can see how clearly it's affecting our environment and our homes and our lives.
The purpose was just to help out. Like, we all knew we could do something to help, and there was no reason why we should have just stayed back and watched it all happen. The day that it started, my mom sent us to CVS to get a bunch of supplies because we were planning on having family members stay at our house because of the displacement. And that same day, Luna reached out to me because she knew that I was the president of the community service club. And together we came up with the idea of having just this broad drive for clothing and just other essentials for the victims of this fire.
My very, very close friends, they lost their house along with their pets, and I was devastated for what they were going through. But most of all, I felt helpless, and I just wanted to be able to help our community, knowing that we all cared so much about each other, and everyone could make a difference if they just put a little bit of effort in.
So the very first day of the fires, especially when we realized that we would be out of school for the rest of the week, we set up Instagram posts to generate support and donations. By the end of the day, there were so many bags.
We realized that we couldn't give out all these donations and keep collecting at just our houses. So we reached out to Kenya McGee, one of the administrators at our school, and we emailed her asking if we could use New Roads as a hub for people to either drop off or come and collect. And she responded back to us, asking us to write an email to send to our entire New Roads community, which we did. And that following weekend, we were at New Roads. We had around 100 plus volunteers. We managed to put together a boutique, as we called it, a free shopping experience for anyone that needs to, whether they heard about it from the email or from a friend of a New Roads community member. We had an abundance of items, so much that we actually needed to find other donation centers to send them to once we were unable to house the boutique anymore.
Bringing it to school was like the explosion of not only donations, but help from adults, from alumni, from like the entire community that just came together. The real success of it was especially like seeing the people come by and shop, and people were shopping for loved ones, people came to shop for themselves, people were taking bags and suitcases and bringing them to like multiple people that they knew and loved.
I think a reason why this New Roads boutique was so particularly impactful for people is because of how personal it was. There were signs clearly that you could see everywhere. There were mirrors that were given in order so that people could see what they look like and try stuff on that they like. So it was truly like a shop rather than like a donation center. The least we could do is to be there and tend to their needs that they need in that moment, emotionally and in terms of clothing.
New Roads has always been about the community and the village that the school has created, and how everyone who goes to New Roads or knows somebody in New Roads is family. Like, we're all just one big community.
Being a part of New Roads means being a part of community. So when something happens and affects students or teachers or anyone that is a part of New Roads, we come together and support each other in any way that we can. It incorporated every member of New Roads, whether that be the students, the staff, parents, administration, teachers, it's just everyone.